What up, y'all? So this is going to be an intro to the Naoto corner section, and I'll also have an update about the Naoto section at the end of the video that I'll talk about. But let's talk about Naoto corner real quick before I get into that. So Naoto in the corner, you're going to have less freedom than mid-screen, and the TLDR of why is because 2C sucks. Like mid-screen, you have a lot of freedom because you can go for positioning plus maximum fate plus damage, or you can go for like what's the best amount of fate I can get plus damage, or what's all the damage I can get. Like Naoto has that much freedom mid screen, while in the corner, 2C is so bad when it comes to proration and scaling, you do not get as much freedom. But in return, you get this cursed move called D Blight, and that changes up a lot of things. So the fate routes you'll see in the corner, besides like the first one for every normal, will be like a mix of damage plus fate, really. But don't you see like the pure fate route? I mean the pure damage routes. You'll see the gigantic difference in what happens when you go for damage with this character. So to give an example, this is the best fate you can do while still getting a hard knockdown in the corner with Naoto off of a B normal starter. That is less than 1600 damage for a B normal starter. Like, you can force them to air tech for 300 more damage, and I mean that 300 more damage is quite literally. I guess that didn't air tech, which is weird because that does normally air tech. That might be a special case. I'll worry about that later. But even then, that's still less than 1900. Most B normals in the corner do like at least 3k, like 2.8k to 3.2k range. If you're a better character, which Naoto is in the corner because this character is cursed with D Blight, usually you do like 3.4 all the way up to, let's say, like 4k. That's like 4k plus in Naoto's case. Like, I'm not going to do optimal here. Watch me still drop it because of timing. If you don't like TKs, welcome to TKs, because that is what corner damage really is. It's 3.772 before we get into the poison damage. So, that route, because 9.5k character, if it's 0.8% of maximum health bar by the time you're touched, or even if not, like I say, usually like the poison damage is roughly like 600 per batch until you get like really low in the health bar. That route essentially does like 4.3, like legit, like does 4.3k, if not 4.4k. And that's not even the optimal. Like, the optimal for her is 3941 before poison, so that route does like 4.6, 4.7. That is the drastic difference in damage we're talking about. So, expect a lot of that once it comes to all of the corner routes. A lot of it's going to be like damage focused. Just towards the end of it, even the routes that list fate, besides the ones where it's like, hey, this is literally the max fate you can do, a lot of them are going to be damage focused. Also, for the corner, there's not going to be too many crouch confirms or counter hit confirms, or rather normal counter hit confirms, because of the fact that essentially she is already so optimized in the corner because of D Blight's existence that some of your standard damage confirmed optimals are just happen to be the counter hit optimal too. So it's not changing much. The only case where it's changing is for B normals on crouch confirm and 5C in the one case on crouch confirm, just because you can do 5C charge 2C into 5C instead of doing it into a B normal like you would on standing. So expect to see quite literally only a few routes when it comes to crouch confirm counter hits and just counter hit. Like, I might probably will only do 5C counter hit just because that's the only one that really exists on standing. But in return, you're going to see a lot of fatal routes because fatal matters a lot in the corner for this character because she can imply fear. And a lot of those routes are really busted, which also comes into the update. So the update is because I was practicing some fatal routes, I found out that she might potentially have one of the most busted routes in the game for you getting hit by a fatal. And this is her natural fatal, by the way. But it should apply to like FCR or fatal counter recovery or slash fear. And if it does, the easiest way to put it is this character might have the most busted meterless damage in the corner. So I'm going to take some time to lab that. Like I'm talking, this route might lead to the fact that she legitimately might do 7k meterless in the corner. So I'm going to take time to lab her, but in return I'm going to put out some other character routes in the meantime after I drop this section of routes. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to drop show. There's not too many routes for show, so show will be really quick. I have time to record this week and do stuff, so I have a lot of time to lab, get this plugged in. So hopefully I can finish Naoto soon, but expect me to start dropping other characters just because I don't want to keep too much of a hold up on getting Vids out. Like I know essentially most of the characters in the game, so I want to like get all my knowledge I possibly have out, so people who want to pick up the game can pick up this game and learn whatever character they want, or at least if I have the knowledge, learn whatever character they want. So expect show. If I don't do show, or if I finish show really quick before I get into the rest of Naoto routes, expect like maybe kanji or something like that. So wanted to give that update because yeah, I found something potentially cursed, so I need to take some time to see how cursed that can be. So later, these vids will drop really soon.